You know, sometimes the biggest secrets are hidden in plain sight. And today we're going to go on a little linguistic detective journey. We're starting with just one super common word, but it holds the key to this whole system for simplifying language. So let's dive in.
And here it is. Our subject, the word male. Yep, M-A-L-E. Seems pretty simple, right? I mean, we use it all the time. But you know, tucked away on its dictionary page is this little clue, and it points to something way, way bigger.
So if you look it up in the Simple English Wiktionary, you'll find this one sentence. Male is on the basic English 850 list. Okay, so when I first saw that, I gotta be honest, I had the exact same reaction you're probably having at this very moment.
Which was, what in the world does that even mean? A basic English 850 list? It sounds like some kind of secret code, doesn't it? Well, guess what? That's the mystery we're going to solve today. But, you know, like any good detective, before we can crack the code, we've got to understand the evidence we're looking at.
All right, so let's start by just breaking down the definition of our key piece of evidence here, the word male, because it's not quite as simple as it looks. It actually plays two totally different roles in the English language.
Okay, first up, you've got male used as an adjective. This is its describing role, right? It's used to point out that a person, an animal, or even a plant is the kind that produces sperm or pollen. You know, like a male dog or the male changing room.
But then, male can also be a noun, you know, a word that names something directly. And here, the definition is kind of framed the other way around. A male is a person, animal, or plant that can't have babies or eggs. This is when we're talking about a male as its own thing.
And check this out. These examples really show the difference. Over on the left, male is describing the dog, so boom, it's an adjective. But on the right, males is the subject of the sentence, talking directly about people. So the main thing to get here is that this one little word can do two pretty different jobs.
Okay, so we've examined our evidence. Now that we've got a handle on the word itself, we're ready to tackle the big question. It's time to circle back to that mysterious clue.
Here it is again. Male is on the basic English 850 list. So we know what male means now in its different forms. That means the part of the code we really need to crack is basic English 850.
So let's just focus on that number for a second. 850. This is not a random number. It's literally the key to the whole code. It represents this super carefully selected group of words, pulled out from the hundreds of thousands of other words in English. So, what is so special about these 850 words?
Okay, this is it, the big reveal. We're about to unlock basic English. See, the BE 850 isn't just some list, it's a whole philosophy about language.
So here's the secret. The basic English 850 list is a core vocabulary, right? It's this specially curated set of 850 words, and yeah, our word male is in there, that was designed to be super simple and clear. The whole point was to create a tool for international communication. A version of English where you could say almost anything you wanted, but using only these basic building blocks.
And just like that, mystery solved. That one tiny note on a dictionary page for a word like male was actually a doorway into this whole fascinating system of simplified language. A system built on just 850 words. How cool is that? But wait, here's where it gets even more interesting. We've cracked the code, we've unlocked the system, but is it really that simple? Let's dig into the power, and maybe the pitfalls, of trying to simplify a whole language.
And just take a look at this usage note, also from that same Wiktionary page. It points out this really fascinating wrinkle. Even for a basic word like male, how it's used isn't universal at all. In some English dialects, using it as a noun for a person is totally normal. But in others, nope, it's considered wrong. It's only okay for animals or plants.
This just goes to show you, right? Even with a list of 850 simple words, all the complex, unwritten rules of real-world language, they don't just vanish. A system that's designed to be universally clear immediately smacks right into a wall of local customs. Context, where you're from, your culture, all that stuff still shapes how even the most basic words are used and understood, and that can create misunderstandings right where you were trying to avoid them.
And that leaves us with a really fascinating question to chew on. I mean, the whole goal of something like basic English is to make things clearer. But by stripping away all that extra vocabulary, are we also stripping away the subtle shades of meaning that actually prevent confusion? So I'll leave you with this to think about. When does simplicity help us understand, and when might it actually be hiding the deeper, more complex things we're trying to say?